Live from the tank on the campus of the College of Staten Island, CSI Sportsnet presents NCAA Division II men's basketball coverage on this night one of the 2022 CSI Tournament of Heroes. Our public address announcer, Andrew Rotundo, will lead us in our pregame ceremony honoring former Dolphins Terrence Aiken, Scott Davidson, Tom Hannafin, and all of those who lost their lives on September 11th, 2001. So we'll turn it over to Andrew at this time, and when I rejoin you alongside my broadcast partner, Nick Durst, we will have the call of Dolphins and Wildcats coming up next. Once again, this is Joe Foreman for CSI Sportsnet, and I will now turn it over to public address announcer Andrew Rotundo.
We learned that the examples they set on the basketball court and the loving individuals they prove themselves to be off of it. Our three honorees tonight were not just CSI basketball players. They were three loving children, brothers, and fathers who served as tremendous role models in their communities. Loving friends who learn the value of sportsmanship, teamwork, and commitment to a greater purpose. They also share a love of the game of basketball and all experiencing playing here at the College of Staten Island. Many who knew them knew of how important their time at our institution was to them, how they treasured the experience at CSI into their adult lives, and into the experiences they had as valued members of the community and the workplace, all leading to the tragedy on 9/11. Let us remember them now. Our friend, Terrence Andre Aiken, joined CSI basketball as a transfer for only a single season in 1994 and 1995. A season which saw the Dolphins make the NCAA Division III National Tournament while winning 20 games. His coaches recognized him as someone who carried a light disposition, but who also took basketball very seriously, often showing up to practice early while motivating his teammates. His mature approach was essential to the team. Off the court, Terry was a people person, and it was not uncommon for him to seek out people he did not know, approach them, and strike up a conversation. His former head coach, Tony Petoza, even carried the Terrence Aiken rule on bus trips to silence your cell phones. Indeed, Terry was one of the first to carry a cell phone back then, and it would constantly be attached to his ear, a testament to his passion for technology. Alongside the latest gadgets, Terrence enjoyed taking apart and putting computers back together again, and he was ecstatic when he landed a job with Vital Computer Technologies at the World Trade Center. 9/11 was Terrence's sixth day on the job, and in typical fashion, he got there early. At just 30 years of age, Terrence left behind a wife and three beautiful children, but more than anything, he left behind a persona that continues to leave everyone in awe, even today. Born on Christmas Day, Terrence and his family always got together for the holidays, and tonight, we get together to honor him. Ladies and gentlemen, our hero, Terrence Aiken. Our next honoree, Scott Davidson, played for the Dolphins his entire four-year career from 1986 to 1989, starring on a pair of CUNY championship teams. On the court, Scott was the rare team player whose selfless role was to make others better. He could sometimes play a full 40 minutes and never take a shot. His teammates recall with no hesitation his ability to carry those teams, doing the dirty work like sacrificing his body for loose balls, taking collisions on picks, taking charges in the lane, and asking to guard the other team's best scorer with the game on the line. He even had a few choice words with the officials sometimes, but it was all offered in an attempt to lift his team and motivate them for the next play. This intense on-the-court energy would surprise a lot of people who only knew Scott away from basketball. Ask anyone who knew him, and they'll all tell you that when it came to Scott's heart, he was as playful as a kid at Christmas, and Scott insisted on spreading the holiday cheer to his friends and family. During the holiday season, he would bring Christmas lights to his car that were hotwired to the battery, a move that got him in trouble with the police on a couple of occasions. But he would make them laugh when he would just show them the fire extinguisher he had on the passenger seat, just in case. It's no small wonder that Scott's fiery personality and his love and care for others resulted with his entry into the New York City Fire Department and later into the World Trade Center on September 11th. Just like in basketball, even in the very worst of situations, Scott was doing what he has always done. Put himself out there, head first, ready to take on whatever came at him. At the age of just 33, Scott left behind a loving family that included his wife Amy and two children. Often seen at CSI events and tournaments years after graduation, Scott was a fixture in this building long after his playing days ended. Tonight is our chance to celebrate his energy, spirit, and unwavering heroism on September 11th. Ladies and gentlemen, our hero, Scott Davidson. Our final honoree honoree tonight, Tom Hannafin, was a 4-year standout with the Dolphins from 1983 to 1987. He won 3 championships during his time here and is considered one of the more dynamic two-way players in CSI basketball history, edging a place in the record books in categories like assists and steals. His win-loss record over 4 years at the college can hardly be duplicated, and his teammates and coaches will tell you that so long as Tom was on the court, CSI was in the game, feared no one, and was ready to do whatever it took to win. In other words, he was the total package and much of the glue that held everything together. But for all the winning CSI did, and all the records Tom was a part of, it's not what people remember most about him. For Tom, the basketball court represented more than just a showcase of skill. Rather, it was a chance to grow away from the court, a chance to make teammates brothers and turn friends to loved ones, forever linked in history. Tom loved getting the gang together away from basketball. He organized events for his teammates even well after his playing days were over, keeping them together. Tom was one of the guys known to take photo albums with him when visiting friends to relive the great memories of his playing days. A reminder to who he was on the court, distributing the ball, and making others around him better. In short, Tom brought the family atmosphere back to the team. In fact, mention Tom to his friends, even the ones he played with, and many of them won't bring up basketball at all. Although he chose to play and loved the game his entire life, even when he entered the fire department of New York, friends recall Tom simply being there in their lives when it mattered most. Just a phone call away to laugh or cry or just enjoy each other's company. So it makes sense then that Tom joined the fire department where brotherhood and the penchant for coming to the aid of another are standard fare. That selfless desire to help others was on full display at the World Trade Center. His unit was based in Greenwich Village and was one hit hardest by the attacks, as many of his house perished at the site that day. At the age of 36, leaving behind 2 kids, Tom made the ultimate sacrifice a family member would make for another. And it is an honor to be here for him tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, our hero, Tom Hannafin. Ladies and gentlemen, the uniforms of Terrence, Scott, and Tom are on display underneath the scoreboard. Please say a silent prayer for them, their families, and all the brave men and women who serve as heroes on September 11th, and who serve as heroes every day as part of our uniform and armed forces and civil service. We want to thank our 3 invited teams for taking part in the Tournament of Heroes and our many sponsors who bring the tournament to you all. At the conclusion of tonight's contest, we will welcome the families of our 3 fallen heroes and alumni to join us in a reception in the Auxiliary Gymnasium. Ladies and gentlemen, please join us in a standing ovation one more time for Terrence, Scott, and Tom.
Joe Foreman rejoining you alongside Nick Durst here on the ECC Network, and I do apologize if I came in a bit loud there. We're going to recalibrate our audio as we had to increase our microphone levels in order to accommodate Andrew's speech. He did a great job in remembering our 3 heroes, Terrence Aiken, Scott Davidson, and Tom Hannafin. For those of you who missed our brief open, my name is Joe Foreman. I'm joined, as always, by my broadcast partner, Nick Durst. And, Nick, we welcome in the CSI Dolphins men's basketball season tonight. They have their season opener on their home floor. That has been the case during the Tournament of Heroes. Each of the last couple of seasons, they host the Wilmington University Wildcats this evening.
Very excited to be back for another season of CSI Dolphins men's basketball with you, Joe. And the Dolphins are going to be led by a lot of the returnees this season, 4 of which are in the starting lineup tonight. So Chris Velasquez, the lone senior, the lone player on the roster who last played for CSI when they were in Division III, he's going to be leading the way as the team captain. Bryce Waterman, who had a tremendous first season with the Dolphins last year, he's back, the junior. David Shkolny, missed a lot of games early, but showed a lot of great flashes later in the season. He is back as well. He'll be in the starting lineup. And Luis Armas had a great season also. He'll be coming off the bench. He's returning. And the guy that's going to really lead the way for them is Messiah Mallory, Joe, who had an incredible freshman season. He was the freshman of the year in the ECC.
Rookie of the Year, Messiah Mallory of the East Coast Conference. As you mentioned, Nick, he leads the way for the Dolphins. He was not the leading scorer last year, barely trailing behind Bryce Waterman in that department. You mentioned Chris Velasquez dating all the way back to the Division III days. Shamar Laddie, a new face in the Dolphins starting lineup. We get our first look at him tonight. And David Shkolny also gets a start for the College of Staten Island this evening in CSI's season debut against the Wilmington University Wildcats. And while we have a moment and we've given you the Dolphins starters, Velasquez, Laddie, Waterman, Mallory, and Shkolny, I do have the starting lineups for both teams. And now I will bring you the starters for Wilmington University. Their starters in numerical order. Number 1, Ethan Tart. Number 4, Talib Holloman. Number 5, Randy Rickards. Number 14, Justin Thomas. And number 25, Nalik Beasley. Those are the starting lineups for both teams. That was the Wilmington University Wildcats, as both teams will once again take the floor tonight in this Game 2 on our first night of the 2022 CSI Tournament of Heroes. And Nick, the Fanatics are out in full force tonight.
The Fanatics are here, Fins up, and some of the women's Lady Fins basketball players are sitting behind the bench. I see Gia Esposito, Lizzie LaFaro, Jenny Alarcon. We'll see them tomorrow. But the big storyline here beyond the season debut is that we are going to have the return of Coach TJ Tibbs. He makes his return here tonight as a coach after serving as interim athletic director. He cannot wait to get this game underway, and shortly it'll be his big return to coaching.
TJ Tibbs, of course, the Dolphins head coach for several seasons ahead of last year. He stepped away to become the interim director of athletics and recreation. Tonight, his first game back on the sidelines as CSI Dolphins men's basketball head coach. And Dan Burke, the head coach of the Wilmington University Wildcats, is in his 9th season as head coach of Wilmington University, and his team starters will be introduced out on the floor in just a moment. So while we have a break ahead of the introduction of starters, we will once again turn it over to public address as Andrew Rotundo introduces both team starters ahead of tonight's game. Coming up next, here on the ECC Network, the College of Staten Island takes on Wilmington University.
For their missions, and in just 4 minutes, now we will announce the lineups. First with the visiting Wildcats of Wilmington University. A 6'2 sophomore from Camden, New Jersey, number 1, Ethan Tart. A 6'4 junior from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, number 4, Talib Holloman. A 6'7 senior from Milton, Delaware, number 5, Randy Rickards. 6'5 junior from Newark, Delaware, number 14, Justin Thomas. A 6'8 sophomore from Clinton, Delaware, number 25, Nalik Beasley. Head coach for Wilmington is Dan Burke. The assistants are Micah Edwards, Andre Wilbur, Andrew Feely, Ron Solomon, and Shay Henry. And now, the starting lineup for your CSI Dolphins!
We can't do the anthem now.
A 5'10 senior from Staten Island, New York, number 0, Chris Velasquez.
Let's do the national anthem before that.
A 5'11 sophomore from Brooklyn, New York, number 2, Shamar Laddie. A 6'4 junior from Collier, New York, number 12, Bryce Waterman. A 6'7 sophomore from Waterloo, New York, number 23, Messiah Mallory. And a 6'2 sophomore from Staten Island, New York, number 30, David Shkolny. The head coach for CSI is TJ Tibbs. His assistants are Warren McVay Jr., Kurt Manessi, Stephen Diaz, and Shamari Noyes. Performing the national anthem this evening will be Gabriella Simon. Gabriella is a first-year student at CSI who will be looking to major in social work. She has also sang the anthem at graduations and for scholarships while attending Tottenville High School. We ask that at this time, you please rise and remain standing for the singing of the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight are the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets rang out, the bells bursting in air, came through the night, that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the lands of the free and the home of the
That was Gabriella Simon with a live performance of the national anthem. Gabriella, a student here at the College of Staten Island. She's looking to graduate with a degree in social work. This just her freshman season. And Nick, that is our first live performance of the anthem in quite some time. A great way to kick off Game 2 of our Tournament of Heroes.
We love to see it. Last year we had limited fans here, so good to see the tank back full again. And you know, Joe, how I know it's a big game when Danny the Dolphin is in the building. Only made one appearance last year, but Danny is here, sporting a New Jersey number, by the way, rocking number 25 this season, and he is ready to go. And so are the boys in white as they're coming over to say hi to us. So they respect our broadcasting, and a lot of them were fans of us last year. And they're all coming over to give us some pounds. Good job by Pat getting that on camera, I believe. And we are ready. It is time for tip-off.
Dolphins and the Wildcats from the College of Staten Island. Once again, this is Game 2 of our 2022 CSI Tournament of Heroes. Home opener for the College of Staten Island, and their season is officially underway. As the tip goes to Wilmington University. Chance of let's go Dolphins from the CSI cheerleaders as that three-pointer is too strong by Justin Thomas. Here comes Shamar Laddie. Messiah Mallory back to the basket, works his way inside. Left-handed hook may have been partially blocked, and that is saved by Thomas. Rickard sends it down into the corner. That was Beasley with the feed into the right corner, and Ethan Tart knocks down a three.
Open look for him, able to knock that one down with ease. Early observation here by looking at the players on the court. Wildcats certainly have the size advantage. We'll see if that plays a factor.
Mallory out to Shkolny, pump fake. And he finishes the right-handed layup.
Shkolny in the starting lineup, and he is going to have a big season here, replacing Austin Mick in the starting lineup this season, and he's off to a good start there.
Dolphins trail 3-2. Fake in the left corner by Holloman. In drives Tart. Pull up. Too strong. And Mallory's got the rebound. Baseline drive. Laddie on the reverse. Can't finish. He nearly got that to go. This is Thomas. Back up top for Tart. Nearly had it poked away by Shkolny. He kicks it out. Bounce pass inside. Stolen. Laddie has Shkolny ahead of the field. Shkolny's got it, and he lays it up and in. Dolphins by one.
Shkolny running in transition, and there you have some classic dishing and swishing.
We have a packed house here at the Tank for Game 2 tonight. The crowd continuing to file in and make some noise as we have a foul committed underneath. That foul is charged to Shamar Laddie.
Laddie, the redshirt sophomore, making his Dolphins debut here and instantly in the starting lineup. So heavy expectations here for Laddie this season.
He's on the roster as a redshirt. I don't know about that if he's playing, Nick. He's very much in the starting lineup.
He could have been a redshirt at his previous school, so he would still be classified as that, I believe.
Feed inside, back to the basket, Beasley. He's trapped. Shkolny poking at it. He dives down, can't get it. Waterman nearly stole it, and the shot clock expires. And the Dolphins bench loves it. The Fanatics giving them a round of applause as well.
Well, you know the Fanatics are going to start that defense chant later on in the game, but that was textbook defense right there by the Dolphins.
Nicely done by the Dolphins. CSI leads it 4-3 in the early going. Laddie into the corner for Mallory. Shkolny for three. And Shkolny has the first 7 Dolphins points.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba! He's loving it. Shkolny coming out hot here.
Austin Mick no longer with the team. Mickey threes were a staple last year. Mickey D's is a staple this year as McDonald's is our newest scoreboard sponsor. We hope to reveal that during the pregame, but with all the hectic goings-on around the Tank ahead of the pregame ceremony, Nick and I couldn't get on camera in time. But we'll talk more about our newest scoreboard sponsor, McDonald's, throughout the broadcast. We thank McDonald's for sponsoring CSI Athletics.
I believe the athletes had McDonald's pregame.
I don't know if that's a great pregame meal, as Mallory stepped out of bounds. And we're going to have some early substitutions for the Wildcats, and their bench can't like the way that they've started. David Shkolny didn't start much last year. I'm not sure he started at all. I'd have to double check.
He may have had one start late in the season, but that would be it at most.
It definitely wasn't many.
Typically, you would see Velasquez, Mick, and Waterman.
And there's a nasty collision underneath. Foul was called on the play. No doubt about that one. Wildcats will inbound with 20 on the shot clock. They get it in quickly to Beasley. Back to the basket. Rickards, and he banks it in. We approach 16 minutes to play in this first half. Dolphins lead it by 2. This is Laddie. Being defended closely was Laddie. Skip Burton was defending. Waterman, first 3 of the season. Splash!
Waterman picking up where he left off last season. The Dolphins' leading scorer.
It was a record-breaking effort for Waterman from downtown last year. He broke the Dolphins' single-season record for made three-pointers. There's a feed inside. Heavy traffic. Matthews kicks out. Jackson is fouled as he tried to go up in the center of the lane, and that will bring us to our first media timeout. Through the first 4.5 minutes, the Dolphins lead the Wildcats 10-5. When we come back, more NCAA Division II men's basketball coverage only on the ECC Network.
Champions know how to seize opportunities. When they see moments of greatness unfold right before their eyes, they push as hard as they possibly can, and then they push harder. Because the heart of a champion never settles, never quits, and never stops giving its all. We are champions. We are Division II. We go big, we give it everything we've got, and we win. On the field, on our campuses, in our communities, for our causes, in our careers. We rise to become champions in everything we do. We are Division II, and there are no limits here. We make our time count. We set our own path, we become champions on our terms. It's time to up your game because we're here to play and learn. But most importantly, we're here to discover ourselves, our vision, our heart, our drive to achieve every goal we aim for because we want to be champions at the highest level, life. At Division II, the opportunities are here. Are you ready?
And we are back from the tank on the campus of the College of Staten Island. Joe Foreman alongside Nick Durst on the call tonight as the Dolphins have an early 5-point lead over the Wilmington University Wildcats. 7 early points for David Shkolny, 3 for Bryce Waterman. Feed inside goes to Beasley. He works against Mallory, 8 to shoot. Kick out into the left corner. 3-pointer rattles out. And the rebound goes to Jackson. Jackson feed inside and banking it in is Beasley.
Nice job there by Wilmington on the offensive glass in order to keep that possession alive and ultimately cash in with some points.
Luis Armas checks in for the first time for the Dolphins. He's joined by J.J. Chestnut. His first action of the season is Mallory can't connect on a turnaround jumper, and the rebound goes to the Wildcats. 6'7" Mallory working against the 6'8" Beasley at the offensive end of the floor for the Dolphins. And a beautiful bounce pass from Beasley, leads to a foul call.
Well, that's a foul on Shkolny, so it looks like he will check out, perhaps, as Velasquez is getting ready to check in.
That's 14 fouls on Staten Island just over 5 minutes into this first half.
Free throws will definitely play a major factor here in this half as the Dolphins are already creeping towards the penalty.
Chris Velasquez into the game, replacing David Shkolny. Drawing that foul is Randy Rickards. And he connects on both free throws.
Wilmington applying the pressure so far in this game with the half-court trap.
Chestnut, way outside, 15 to shoot. Hands off to Armas, now Waterman. Velasquez. Hands off to Mallory. Mallory spins. Mallory lays it in.
Well, Joe, you know what they call that? A little spinneroonie action there as Mallory goes spinning into the lane and lays it up and in.
Great move by Mallory and great defense from Mallory as he pulls in that rebound. He thought about the three. Armas, open three. No good. And the rebound goes to Beasley. Chance of defense from the Dolphins bench. A lot of energy in the building tonight here at the tank. Beasley working against Mallory again. Another nice bounce pass, but that one into heavy traffic is stolen. Here comes Velasquez. He's got Armas in the corner and receives it right back. Mallory left open for three. Short. And the rebound's pulled in by Matthews.
Don't typically see Mallory take too many threes, but too good of a look to turn down there.
When he did take them last year, he made them. And making that layup was Rickards. Velasquez escapes the trap nicely. Armas, wide open three is good.
Well, looking at Armas this offseason, he's certainly been up in the gym working on his fitness. And that was some shot there. That three-pointer was fergalicious.
Not sure I've heard that used to describe a three-pointer before. He did say delicious, right, Nino? He did. I had to check. As that's an air ball. And the Dolphins come away with the rebound. Chestnut continuing to run the point. He gets it across the timeline with 20 on the shot clock. Once again, defended closely by Burton. The Dolphins nearly lose it. Poking at it is Jackson. He takes it away. And we have a foul called.
Well, Joe, good job there by Velasquez to foul so that there couldn't be an open lane there. I think, unfortunately, we had an issue in the first game where we had flash photography. I saw it come into play on that last play there as well, so we'll be having to cancel that out at the next break. And the PA announcer, Andrew Rotundo, will have to make an announcement on that.
I think in a situation like that, it's less of a problem, but I know I wouldn't want to be at the free throw line and have a flash bulb go off in front of me. That would be me.
Absolutely.
Now, I'm sure these guys are much more used to it than I am, as they're trying to take care of a wet spot down on the floor. Wildcats nearly lost that one into the backcourt. They have 15 to shoot. Thomas gives it up. That was Burton handing off to Jackson. Jackson barely got that one away. 5 to shoot. Tough shot for Jackson. No good. And the rebound goes to Chestnut. Shamar Laddie back into the game. Armas, three-pointer. Splash!
Armas putting in the work in the offseason, and it's paying off here in spades right now. Back-to-back three-pointers for him.
Dolphins off to a nice start from beyond the arc, as it looks like Jackson stepped out of bounds, and we are going to have a media timeout just inside of the 12-minute mark. So with that, we will step aside and take a quick break. Dolphins now lead it by 7 in the first half. 11:34 to go in half number 1.
The Kettle Black on Staten Island, a top 5 wing joint in America by Food and Wine magazine. Serving daily lunch and dinner at the bar or on the floor. Perfect for family and group parties with top shelf drink and delicious food. From great times with good friends. Live sports and watch parties. To Staten Island's hottest nightlife. The Kettle Black features live music and DJs weekly. The Kettle Black features daily and nightly food and drink specials. The best Staten Island has to offer is at the Kettle Black. We'll see you there at the Kettle Black, located on 415 Forest Avenue, Staten Island.
And we are back here on CSI Sportsnet. Joe Foreman and Nick Durst rejoining you from the College of Staten Island, where the Dolphins lead the Wilmington University Wildcats by 7. CSI with an 18-11 lead. Shamar Laddie running the point for the Dolphins once again. He got a very short breather after getting the start in this one. He's joined on the court by Waterman, Armas, Oyakanmi, and Laddie's three-pointer is no good. Fifth Dolphin on the floor is Chestnut. On the drive, that was Matthews. He got rejected, but on the follow, that is 2 points for the Wildcats.
I got to say, good job by the Wildcats there, not only battling traffic in the paint, but battling flash photography right in their face as well, as their photographer is taking pictures of them.
If their players don't mind at their end of the floor, who are we to stop it? Dolphins will inbound with 15 on the shot clock. I'm not sure we've ever had any flash photography in the building on a game day.
And now we've had it back-to-back games.
Waterman
games tonight.
for three, splash.
Waterman, I mean, this guy right here, he loves to shoot the three-pointer. He's never took a three-point shot he didn't like, and he keeps draining them, so might as well keep on taking them.
.15 to shoot. Wildcats stuck out on the perimeter. That's a tough shot. And Matthews buries it.
Good job there by Matthews. He's asking why there wasn't a foul call against him. May have had a point there, but he drains the shot.
That was airtight defense on the shot as the Dolphins turn it over. And I think they just called it travel. The photographer didn't like it.
As you can see our picture right now, good job by Pat, our videographer, underneath the basket, you see the photographer there. I think it's actually a strategy by Wilmington, almost like a sixth man on the court for defense.
A sixth man on defense for the Dolphins.
Ay, ay, ay. Boy, oh boy.
We're inside of 10 minutes to play in this first half as the Dolphins hit yet another three. That time it's Laddie from downtown.
Laddie's first three-pointer and points as a Dolphin. So good job by him. Sure there was some nerves going into this game for him and all the other players making their debut.
The way the Dolphins are shooting, perhaps they're making a run at that record. Still a long way to go as CSI comes away with that possession off the steal. Armas thought about a three, and now Chestnut will slow it down.
If the Dolphins want the Tournament of Heroes scoring record, they're probably going to need at least 60 points here in the first half.
They have a long way to go, but they've shot it incredibly well. That was my point. 5 of 8 from downtown. Waterman's floater is good. The Dolphins lead by 11. Timeout, Wildcats.
Wildcats, they got to get their head in the game right now, and that's why they're taking the timeout.
Dolphins lead by 11. It is a full timeout. We will take a quick break. Good start for the Dolphins through just about 11 minutes into this first half. They lead the Wilmington University Wildcats 26-15.
Champions know how to seize opportunities. When they see moments of greatness unfold right before their eyes, they push as hard as they possibly can, and then they push harder. Because the heart of a champion never settles, never quits, and never stops giving its all. We are champions. We are Division II. We go big, we give it everything we've got, and we win. On the field, on our campuses, in our communities, for our causes, in our careers. We rise to become champions in everything we do. We are Division II, and there are no limits here. We make our time count. We set our own path. We become champions on our terms.
And we are back from the tank on the campus of the College of Staten Island, where the Dolphins are off to a nice start in their home opener. They lead Wilmington University 26-15. And there's another bad turnover by the Wildcats. Waterman, pull up three, splash!
Waterman off to a hot start. 11 points, I believe, so far in this game.
Waterman is now 3 of 3 from downtown, 4 of 4 from the field. He has 11 points. 14 to shoot for the Wildcats. They're going nowhere right now. Good closeout by the Dolphins on that shot, and a rejection underneath as we have a whistle for a foul. Dolphins defense has looked strong early in this game.
A lot of fouls here early, though, Joe, for the Dolphins. So that's going to pay off for Wilmington at some point here, as they'll be in the penalty soon.
And sometimes the price you pay for that tight defense are some additional fouls. But with the turnovers the Dolphins have created to this point, they might think it's worth it.
Well, I want to just give kudos to Wilmington there, because I could not do that. Shooting a free throw with a flash going off of my face, but you know, it went in, so I guess it was a really strong photo.
If they don't complain, neither will I.
We'll see later on in the game when they switch sides, if he stays where he is. Then we will hear some complaints.
I have a feeling the Dolphins won't like that, as the second free throw is no good. Chestnut brings it across half court with his team leading by 13. Waterman posting up. You don't see him do this too often. He finds a wide open Armas for three. Air ball.
Well, Armas came out hot, hit a couple of threes, he's feeling it. That one, just a little too strong, ends up being an air ball.
Chance of defense from the Dolphins bench. They've already forced 6 turnovers in this game. Pull-up jump shot, too strong off the back iron. And the rebound goes to the Dolphins. Laddie Finds Armas, open again for three, and a foul is called. Malik Beasley picks up the personal, and Armas will head to the line for 3 shots. After this media timeout, as we're inside of 8 minutes to play in the first half, the two teams head to their respective benches with the Dolphins leading by 13 points. Our score, Staten Island 29, Wilmington 16.
Hobra, a taco joint, Staten Island, where we're proud to have shared our family-first spirit with people from throughout New York City and the world. With indoor dining available both at the bar and on the floor. Or step outside for additional seating and an outdoor bar. Serving beer that's crisp, ice cold, and worthy of a day at the beach. Cocktails that explode with flavor. And great food made with the freshest and healthiest ingredients available. Events feature food and drink specials. Live music. And the best of Staten Island nightlife. Your CSI Student ID saves you 10% on your dine-in order at Hobra. Visit us at 412 Forest Avenue, Staten Island.
.47 on the clock in the first half here at the Tank. The Dolphins leading the Wilmington University Wildcats 29-16. Luis Armas headed to the line for 3 free throws after he was fouled on his last attempt from beyond the arc. Silence falls over the Tank as Armas knocks down the first free throw. Attempt number 2 from Armas rattles in. Now, we're having an internet issue here at the commentary desk. Our broadcast is still good to go, but I've lost the live stats. We'll see if we can resolve that and get you some more numbers from these two teams. The Dolphins filling up the stat sheet early in this game. It was a back and forth affair early, but the Dolphins have really begun to pull away these last several minutes.
If you are listening and want the live stats, head to csidolphins.com, and they'll be there. Great job by Louis Matrone and Nick Bavona putting the stats in.
And a great job there by Jackson on that finger roll in traffic. Good-looking finish there by Jordan Jackson. Dolphins lead down to 14 points. This is Laddie directing traffic. Now Chestnut right back to Laddie. 12 to shoot. Laddie pulls up. Two-pointer is short. And that rebound goes to Thomas. With it is Rickards' kick out. Thomas, floater. No good off back iron and rebounded by Mallory. Mallory heads back the other way. He goes right at Beasley, left-handed layup off the mark.
Would have been a tough finish there. Mallory unable to pull it off.
Wide open three-pointer for Burton. No good.
Now, we just got the most nonchalant flip by the photographer back of the ball we've ever seen. I mean, maybe we can get a replay of that at some point, but that was pretty funny. Good camera work there by Pat as the ball went over the basket right into the photographer's arms.
Chestnut left open on the right wing, too strong. And the save is made in front of the Wildcats bench by Rickards. And there's an emphatic swat by Mallory underneath. And that energizes the Dolphins bench, and the Fanatics seated right behind them.
Big block there by Mallory, saying, don't come towards me. I'm going to swat this away. As we just had an extended buzzer there, Joe. I thought the button might have been stuck. You were going to have to run over across the table.
An emphatic horn as we have a foul call underneath. Foul went against the Dolphins now. They signaled 23. I thought it was 22. I was about to say there's no 22 in the game, but Mallory picks up the foul for Staten Island. First free throw too strong from Beasley. The internet's still not cooperating over here at the commentary desk. 0 for 2 from the line. Wildcats can't afford many of those, trailing by 14. Laddie gets it to Mallory. 12 on the shot clock. Laddie goes around the Mallory screen, looks to drive, and is rejected by Beasley. Beasley has been a presence down low. Dolphins haven't gotten anything easy on the inside. The only exception being some early fast break points. And there's some good-looking passing from the Wildcats as Jackson lays it in for 2. And that prompts a Dolphins timeout called by T.J. Tibbs.
Tibbs not liking what he saw out of his Dolphins there on that last possession. Only a 12-point game now with 5:13 left in the
So Nick,
first
what
half.
do you think the message is inside of that Dolphins huddle? What prompted that timeout?
I think the prompt of the timeout is that Wilmington just scored a basket, and Tibbs didn't like what he saw defensively there.
We'll see if things change on the next defensive possession. As the conversation right now, not overly animated. The Dolphins still have a 12-point lead.
The buzzers are going off here. It's crazy. It's kind of like DJs down the Jersey Shore, where our colleague Joe Calabrese attends, and we know Nino went there once. But, Joe, this has just been a great start to a game here, 32-20.
I've never been there and never will be. As play will resume with 5:13 on the clock in this first half. They're once again taking care of a wet spot along the baseline as the Dolphins inbound. And once again, they're facing some pressure. And it results in a turnover. Alley-oop. And barely able to get it in was Jordan Jackson. And just like that, we have a 10-point game.
Do we call that an alley-oop layup, Joe? I think that's what it was.
I think we do. Armas, open 3. No good. And the rebound goes to the Wildcats. Stewart was trapped, was able to get rid of it. This is Matthews. He uses the screen from Beasley. Kick out up top. Head fake by Jackson. He drops it off, and Beasley throws it down.
Beasley's been a force in the paint, Joe, and he slams that one home.
Malik Beasley with the two-handed slam off the feed. And we have a single-digit Dolphins lead now. It's an 8-point game. Mallory posting up. He's double-teamed. He gets it to Laddie. 8 on the shot clock. Laddie fires a 3. In and out. Momentum with Wilmington right now as Jackson brings it across half court. Wildcats on a nice run here. Feed inside. Beasley uses the baseline and the rim as an extra man to help shield off the defense, and he lays it in for 2.
He's just taking over right now, Joe.
And the Dolphins turn it over again. Jackson lays it up and in, and we have a 4-point game. Timeout, Dolphins.
Well, Coach Tibbs needed to call that timeout. That's for sure. And we got a great game so far here. Wilmington only trails by 4 now with 3:32 remaining in the first.
We'll stay right here through this timeout. The Wildcats now are in the midst of a 10-0 run. Nick, what's changed?
Well, they've just been making their shots, and they've been more aggressive. That's for sure. Other than the Dolphins trying to pass the ball, looking for open shots. They're not finding open looks, and the looks they are settling for are not falling right now. So Dolphins have been able to score, and Wilmington has in quite a good run right here, and they're playing good defensively, forcing some poor shots.
Well, I mistakenly said 10-0. It is a 12-0 Wilmington University run right now, and if you're the Dolphins, you have to try and take care of the basketball as you bring it up. Early on, the Dolphins did a great job beating the Wildcats' press. That has not been the case these last few minutes. The Dolphins now in this game have committed 5 turnovers. That is up from what we saw just a few minutes ago. The Wildcats committed 7 early in this first half. They've turned that around a bit over these last couple of minutes, and they could very realistically go into the halftime locker room with a lead.
Absolutely. I think what the Dolphins need to do here, assuming they could beat the press, is they should slow it down here for the next possession or two. Get your composure back, get a basket in, and that could be a momentum shifter.
See if CSI can turn things around, beginning at the offensive end of the floor. This is Mallory, top of the arc, 20 on the shot clock. Mallory's been double-teamed often in this spot. He faces a double yet again. Shkolny picks up his dribble, has it knocked away. Waterman thought about a three, but lost the grip on the ball, and he draws a foul.
Only the second foul for Wilmington.
Wildcats have been very good in avoiding foul trouble in this first half. The Dolphins, after several early fouls, are sitting at 17 fouls right now. Shkolny looks to drive. Nice fake and a drop-off inside for the 2. That was Michael Oyekanmi. That snaps the Wildcats' scoring run. 16 on the shot clock. Looking to drive is Stewart, and he draws a foul.
So the foul is called. Coach Tibbs can't quite understand why there was a foul called, but it goes on Messiah Mallory. That's his second personal foul.
Just testing our secondary microphone right here. We have to get ready for our halftime interview. And I think it's good. I'm testing a second microphone right now ahead of halftime, but on the court during the halftime break, Nick will be joined by TJ Tibbs. So if my voice sounds a bit different through our second microphone, our extra microphone here on the table is the reason why. But we have that up and running before halftime. We'll be joined by Coach Tibbs at the half here on CSI Sportsnet.
It's definitely a highly anticipated interview. We'll see what kind of mood Coach Tibbs is in for that interview. It'll depend on the last 2.5 minutes here.
Well, he assured you last night that you could ask him anything. As there's a nice feed, and a foul is called as Oyekanmi went up for the jam.
If he would have pulled that off, I would have been flabbergasted because he was so far from the basket. He jumped into about 3 defenders. But I'll go to the free throw line here. 2 big free throws coming up.
Oyekanmi to the line for 2. Dolphins still leading by 4, and the lead remains 4.
So first free throw missed, second one coming up here, and misses that one as well, Joe.
2:24 on the clock here in the first half. Dolphins lead remains 4 after an 0 for 2 trip to the line by Oyekanmi. This is Matthews. He's trapped along the baseline. He sends it up top. Jackson for 3, way off, and rebounded by Waterman. Shkolny up top to Mallory. Mallory posts up. Good fake. Turnaround jumper, no good. Mallory hasn't had the touch in this first half. On the drive, that's Rickards. He's stripped. Under 2 to play in the first half. And that pass is off the mark.
Nice stop there in the corner by Erin, showing off her athletic background. But an errant pass there and a missed chance for the Dolphins to score on that possession.
Shamar Laddie checks back into the game. He replaces J.J. Chestnut. 1:35 to play first half. Wildcats trailing by 4 have come all the way back from 18 down. And we have a whistle, and if that's against the Dolphins, that will be free throws. And Waterman picks up the personal. That will send Caleb Matthews to the line. Caleb Matthews, along with Talib Holloman and Justin Thomas, 3-team captains for the Wilmington University Wildcats.
Matthews looks to make this a one-possession game on these free throw attempts here.
1-1, and the first is good. Armas standing up off the Dolphins bench, not yet at the scorer's table. And it looks like he's headed there now, so Luis Armas should be checking in shortly, as they have a wet spot over by the free throw line. And speaking of wet spots, we had some very heavy rain earlier in the evening.
We thought it was raining in here.
There have been times where you could hear the rain from in here. Fortunately, we're not feeling it. That would indicate some much bigger problems with the roofing. None of those to speak of, thankfully. Wildcats stay in the press, and it's thrown away. And it will be Wilmington basketball, as I thought perhaps they got a piece of it, but Waterman may have touched it on the way down.
Waterman, from what I saw, definitely touched the last.
Dolphins now piling up the turnovers against this press. And we have a 2-point game. Just over a minute to play in the first half. The Wildcats work it around the outside. This is Thomas. Thomas feeds it inside. And a finish in traffic by Caleb Hedgepeth has made this a tie game, 34-all. And that pass is thrown away by Mallory. Another Dolphins turnover.
Wilmington here has a chance to take the lead. And the momentum is totally in their favor here going into halftime.
Wildcats could go 2 for 1. And that is a blocking foul underneath. Count the basket and 1. Jordan Jackson finishes a tough shot inside, and that gives the Wildcats the lead.
Heading to the free throw line for one more. Another foul here. Waterman with another foul. And Mallory has a few fouls as well. Shkolny also has 2.
Jackson now has 10 points in the game. He leads all scorers for the Wildcats. Only Bryce Waterman has more points in the game. Waterman has 11.
This is a crazy run here, Joe, for Wilmington here. Dolphins only have 2
Dolphins have
points.
struggled with the press. About a 10-second differential between shot clock and game clock.
Dolphins need a basket here.
They have 12 to shoot. Laddie awaiting a screen from Mallory. He gives it up to Mallory. Mallory to the basket. Pump fake, reverse is swatted away. Shkolny throws one up, no good. 8 seconds remaining in the half. Thomas into the corner. Open 3 for Rickards, air ball. 3 seconds remaining. Here comes Waterman. He throws one up from half court, and that is over the backboard to bring the first half to a close. The Dolphins trail by 3 at the break, and over comes Dolphins head coach TJ Tibbs. Nick will be joined by Coach Tibbs on the court for a brief halftime interview. Nick, take it away.
All right, Joe, we are here at our halftime interview presented by McDonald's. I'm loving it. Coach Tibbs,
What did you love out of your team in the first half? And on the flip side, what disappointed you?
First of all, it's great to be here. Another season with you, with Joe, with the whole crew. Everybody's doing a great job, so it's great to be back. We came out with energy and intensity. We ran our stuff. We hit some shots. Obviously, Wilmington's a great team, really well-coached team, so they jumped back on us. We're a brand-new team, so we got to make some adjustments. I got to do a better job with this group so that we can make the adjustments for the second half.
So a lot of young players making an impact so far, but let's speak about your vets, some of the returning players. What can you say about how they came out here starting, and what did you like, what you saw from them from last season to now progression-wise?
I think they did what they're supposed to do. I think last year they did a great job with Coach Nick Duran getting used to the level, getting used to the speed of the game, getting used to the physicality. I think now with so many new guys, they have to turn and be leaders. So when things are going wrong or going tough, they have to understand how to pick guys up, get guys together, and keep guys together. And they'll do a great job. They're great players. They're great leaders. They'll do a great job in the second half.
How are you feeling to be back on the court as coach once again?
I mean, honestly, I really can't put it into words. I know one thing. My wife's not here. My wife's at a wedding right now. It doesn't feel complete without her here. So big shout out to Christiana Tibbs. It wouldn't be completely complete, but it's back what I love to do, back with these guys. I mean, and we got to figure this out in the second half. Otherwise, it ain't great.
Behind every great man is a great woman. Coach, you and 3 out of your 4 coaches are wearing blue suits with pink ties. Obviously, Coach O didn't get the memo, so maybe you got to find him. But overall, what was the strategy behind you guys matching tonight?
Breast cancer is really big in my family and on our staff. So we wear a pink tie first game every single year. So we got to make sure we spread awareness, and it's really hit home in my family. And really thinking about my mother-in-law, Lori Busaka, and my mom, Ann Tibbs, Ann White.
All right, there you go, Coach Tibbs. Thank you for your time. Good luck in the second half.
Thanks for having me.
Nick Durst joined by CSI Dolphins head coach TJ Tibbs for a halftime conversation as his team trails by 3 points at the break. Dolphins 34, the Wilmington University Wildcats 37. When we come back, half number 2 in this 2022 CSI Tournament of Heroes Night 1 matchup, Dolphins and Wildcats, continues following the halftime break.
They said I couldn't dream. Called me a piece of trash and swore that's all I'd ever be. Said a bottle couldn't see the ocean. Give up. Go back to the dumpster. But I didn't listen. I made my way. And now, I am what I've always wanted to be.
When your car is damaged, where you take it is your decision. But insurance companies would like you to think otherwise. While they may have a lot of pull, it may not always be in the best interest of your car. Your car will be fixed right and on time. What insurance company can argue with that?
Call Dependable Auto Body at 718-447-4898.
Hi, Meals on Wheels. I'm Marco. I'm a college student, and I volunteer as a driver for Meals on Wheels. I think it's awesome meeting these people. I mean, they're so interesting. They've had so many wonderful experiences in life. Your community helps to raise you up into the person that you become. Meals on Wheels is a great way to give back to that community.
Hobra, a taco joint, Staten Island, where we're proud to have shared our family-first spirit with people from throughout New York City and the world. With indoor dining available both at the bar and on the floor. Or step outside for additional seating and an outdoor bar. Serving beer that's crisp, ice cold, and worthy of a day at the beach. Cocktails that explode with flavor. And great food made with the freshest and healthiest ingredients available. Events feature food and drink specials. Live music. And the best of Staten Island nightlife. Your CSI Student ID saves you 10% on your dine-in order at Hobra. Visit us at 412 Forest Avenue, Staten Island.
Listen, you're my friend.
I noticed you haven't really been yourself recently.
Yeah, I feel like something's up.
How are you?
Are you okay?
Is there anything you want to talk about?
I just want to know how you're feeling.
And listen, even if you don't know what to say, I'm here to talk.
No matter what you're going through,
I just want you to know I'm here.
I've got your back. When you want to talk, I'm here.
The Kettle Black on Staten Island, a top 5 wing joint in America by Food and Wine magazine. Serving daily lunch and dinner at the bar or on the floor. Perfect for family and group parties with top shelf drink and delicious food. From great times with good friends. Live sports and watch parties. To Staten Island's hottest nightlife. The Kettle Black features live music and DJs weekly. The Kettle Black features daily and nightly food and drink specials. The best Staten Island has to offer is at the Kettle Black. We'll see you there at the Kettle Black, located on 415 Forest Avenue, Staten Island.
Hi, may I please have an application? Thank you.
Skip the drama. Get your diploma.
Okay.
Take that first step towards a better future. Find free adult education classes at finishyourdiploma.org.
As an American, it's hard to hear that we have a serious hunger issue in our country. And as a parent, it's even harder to hear that 1 in 5 of our kids struggles with hunger, especially when billions of pounds of good food are wasted every year. Feeding America is a nationwide network of food banks that helps provide billions of meals to families in need right in your community. Visit feedingamerica.org to support Feeding America and your local food bank. Together we can solve hunger. Together, we're Feeding America.
Thank you. You got a king?
Go fish. In your face, in your face.
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Take time to be a dad today.
There's one thing you can never have sex without.
It's not something you buy.
Or something you take.
In fact, there's only one way to get it.
It has to be given to you, freely.
It's consent.
Because sex without it isn't sex.
It's rape. Consent.
If you don't get it, you don't get it.
It's on us to stop sexual assault.
Learn how and take the pledge at It's On Us.
Alvin and the Chipmunks want to remind you, bacteria can hide in food and make you ill.
Wow.
But you can keep bacteria from ruining your day with 4 simple steps. Clean.
I'm waiting for the ring cycle.
Separate. Cook. And chill.
We chipmunks are notoriously tidy.
Check your steps. The road trip to food safety starts at foodsafety.gov.
So they say it's a man's world? I don't see anybody's name on it.
While they were doing their thing, we slowly changed ours.
Today, women can do anything men can do. And there's one thing we're even better at.
Of all the things you've done with your bike, donating it to Goodwill may be the most incredible of all. Your donations help fund job placement and training for people in your community, which means your stuff can be more powerful than you think. Goodwill. Donate stuff, create jobs.
Hart, what's going on? I'm leaving. Why? What did I do? Not enough. You constantly ignore me. You barely eat anything healthy. You're half as active as you used to be. The pressure is just too much. I quit. Okay, I get it. I'll do better. Just, please, don't leave. Okay. But remember, if I go, you go.
Listen to your heart. Don't let it quit on you. Uncontrolled high blood pressure could lead to stroke, heart attack, or death. Get yours to a healthy range before it's too late.
Hobra, a taco joint, Staten Island, where we're proud to have shared our family-first spirit with people from throughout New York City and the world. With indoor dining available both at the bar and on the floor. Or step outside for additional seating and an outdoor bar. Serving beer that's crisp, ice cold, and worthy of a day at the beach. Cocktails that explode with flavor. And great food made with the freshest and healthiest ingredients available. Events feature food and drink specials, live music, and the best of Staten Island nightlife. Your CSI Student ID saves you 10% on your dine-in order at Hobra. Visit us at 412 Forest Avenue, Staten Island.
Kettle Black on Staten Island, a top 5 wing joint in America by Food and Wine magazine. Serving daily lunch and dinner at the bar or on the floor. Perfect for family and group parties with top shelf drink and delicious food. From great times with good friends, live sports and watch parties, to Staten Island's hottest nightlife. The Kettle Black features live music and DJs weekly. The Kettle Black features daily and nightly food and drink specials. The best Staten Island has to offer is at the Kettle Black. We'll see you there at the Kettle Black, located on 415 Forest Avenue, Staten Island.
And we are back from the tank on the campus of the College of Staten Island following a back and forth first half. Play favored the Dolphins for the first 10 minutes plus, and then play favored the Wildcats for the final 10 minutes. It is anybody's game at this point. Wilmington leads Staten Island by 3, and the Dolphins will possess it first in half number 2.
Dolphins come out here with their original starting 5.
Dolphins succumbed to the press late in that first half as Messiah Mallory is on the board quickly. He had a tough first half offensively.
Just couldn't get those shots to fall other than that spin move one. But good job there by him to score on that first shot attempt of the second half.
15 on the shot clock for Wilmington. Thomas pull-up jumper is good, and the Wildcats lead is back up to 3.
Thomas wide open, takes the shot, and makes it.
This is Laddie surveying the floor. He's been harassed by Burton all game. This is Waterman inside for Mallory. Mallory has the ball stripped away. And here come the Wildcats back in the other direction. Losing it on the crossover was Thomas. And he gets it away. 20 on the shot clock. Burton sets up a play. He has it poked away by Waterman. And able to track it down, and getting rejected was Holloman.
Interesting block there by Mallory. Got 2 hands on it, and it works in the Dolphins' favor.
And Velasquez passed up an open 3 there. And threw it away. Beasley left open. Can't connect. David Shkolny got off to a great start. He had 7 early points, then exited with foul trouble. Shkolny powers his way inside. Mallory open for 3, no good.
In and out there. Would have been big if it fell. Would have tied the game at 39.
That was halfway down as Mallory made a bid for the tie. Thomas rejects the screen. Pull-up jump shot is good. And Justin Thomas is off to a strong start here in the second half.
5 points for Thomas here to start the second half.
Thomas is 4 points here in half number 2, his only 4 points of the game. Waterman, deep three-pointer off the front rim and out. Wildcats look to push. Rickards cross court. Thomas, jab step, three-pointer, and that's good. 3 straight baskets for Justin Thomas.
8 points for Thomas in the second half. He's dominating right now.
And there's Waterman for 3. Splash.
Back-to-back three-pointers. Trading threes here, Thomas and Waterman.
44-39 the score. These two teams going back and forth once again as we have a foul underneath. And I think they counted the basket. Right now the scoreboard reads 44-39, so no basket. As Shamar Laddie exits the game following that foul call. 20 on the shot clock. Entry pass into traffic. Rickards has it poked away, but he traveled.
Waterman thought he was getting called for a foul there in disbelief, but it was a travel, so turnover here. Dolphins get the ball.
Here comes that press again. Off of a turnover out of bounds. A made basket. The Dolphins have to contend with it as Shkolny is back up on the board. He buries the triple.
Shkolny very quiet since the opening minutes of the game where he was lights out. Need more of that here from Shkolny in the second half.
Shkolny now in double figures with 10. Velasquez gambled and paid for it as Thomas buries another 3. In the corner, that's Chestnut. He has Velasquez. Velasquez, tough pull-up, no good. He barely got that over Rickards.
Thomas wants the ball, no surprise.
Off the screen, Burton tries a 3, that's off the mark. Velasquez, crossover. Has Waterman, open 3. In and out. Rebounded by the Wildcats, they look to push. Burton pulls it back out, and he will reset with 23 on the shot clock. Jab step by Holloman. He's stripped. Shkolny's got it. He's looking for Mallory. Mallory to the rim, and he lays it up and in.
Nice job there by Mallory to finish that fast break.
Dolphins back to within 3 again. That was the halftime deficit. 15 on the shot clock. Holloman back out to Thomas. He's been red hot. And we have a travel in the corner by Burton. And with 15:05 on the clock, we'll have a media timeout. Dolphins and Wildcats continue to go back and forth here at the Tank on this night 1 of the 2022 CSI Tournament of Heroes. Wilmington 47, Staten Island 44.
Your car is damaged. Where you take it is your decision. But insurance companies would like you to think otherwise. While they may have a lot of pull, it may not always be in the best interest of your car. Your car will be fixed right and on time. What insurance company can argue with that?
Call Dependable Auto Body at 718-447-4890.
As a student athlete in college, I first got involved with the NCAA at the national level. It was through the Student Athlete Advisory Committee, SAC, gave me an opportunity to advocate on behalf of all student athletes, to affect change and to make an impact. The NCAA is giving the student athlete a platform to voice their concerns and to be able to advocate for what's going to affect their well-being. The policies that are being put in place are speaking towards academics, they're speaking towards well-being, they're speaking towards fairness, creating a culture so that the student athletes have the best experiences possible.
And we are back from the College of Staten Island. Dolphins back to within 3. This second half has seen the two teams trade baskets, neither side gaining an advantage through the first 5 minutes here in half number 2.
Right now, though, Joe, this is Thomas's time to shine. Thomas has been an absolute tank here for Wilmington. 10 points in the second half. Incredible shooting by him.
He has been red hot to start half number 2. The Dolphins have a chance to take the lead here. They trail by just 3, a one-possession game, as both teams looking for their first wins of the season. Mallory fakes. Gets double-teamed. Shkolny for 3. Splash! And the Dolphins have tied it at 47.
Big time shot there by Shkolny. Got to keep him hot. Good things happen when he's shooting the ball. 47-47.
47 all. 15 on the shot clock. Thomas outside. Rickards thought about the 3. This is Veasley. He's double-teamed, and he throws it straight to us as Nick punches it away.
Get out of here. No, not today. You're not going to break our audio equipment or Joe's iPad. Thank goodness it came to us because of Nino. It came to Nino. I don't think he was paying attention. He was working hard on the clock. But we punched that away, keeping us safe here at the scores, the announce table.
They'll reset the clock here as the shot clock is set to 30. 14:28 remaining in the second half. Dolphins with a chance to take the lead. Velasquez, 20 to shoot. Now Mallory. He drives baseline. Spins. Finds Velasquez for 3. No good. Shkolny gets tangled up inside, and the rebound goes to the Wildcats. Thomas swings it around the perimeter. Now Jackson. He drives on Chestnut. We have a whistle underneath, and it's going to be Wildcats basketball. Luis Armas will check into the game. Chris Velasquez heads off the floor.
Dolphins going with a little bit of a bigger 5 right now.
And look at that reverse by Jackson. Jordan Jackson picks up where he left off in the first half. As you can count that basket and 1. Wildcats back ahead by 2. Jackson to the line for 1 more.
A little ring around the rosy there, running around the rim, but it drops in, and he has a chance to add on 1 more.
Free throw is good. Jackson now has 14. That ties Waterman for the game high in scoring. Mallory backing in again. Left-handed scoop is good off the window. Nice move by Mallory.
Nice little scoop and score there by Mallory. Going with his left hand to lay it in. Dolphins now trail by 1, 50-49 with 13:33 left.
Mallory with 8 points. As that gets away and unable to keep it in with Stewart. As Chris Velasquez will check right back into the game.
Wilmington could not handle the defense chance there by the Dolphins cheerleaders, and they turn it over.
Dolphins with a chance to take the lead here. We have a 1-point game from the tank. Mallory hands off to Velasquez. Chestnut for Velasquez. He looks to drive, fakes, kicks out. Armas for 3, in and out, tipped and brought in by Shkolny.
Huge offensive rebound there by the Dolphins.
Mallory connects.
Well, if you're the Dolphins, that's what you want. You want second chance points and capitalize on them, and that's what they were able to do there as Mallory scores.
Mallory in double figures with 10. He gives the Dolphins the lead. Ball is loose underneath. Shkolny gets it to Chestnut. Velasquez will slow it down. Chestnut has Armas. Armas to the rim, and he is rejected by Rickards.
Great job by Rickards there to get his fingers on that.
Thomas for 3. Too strong. And the Dolphins come down with the board.
Dolphins saying the floor's wet.
Mallory with the fake, and he throws it down with 2 hands. Wow. Timeout Wildcats.
Mallory exploding there, going down the baseline, and he slams it home. An emphatic jam, and it is now 53-50 CSI Dolphins.
A big 2-handed slam there by Mallory, as that prompts the timeout at the other end by the Wildcats. And we'll get a second look at that Mallory slam in just a moment.
Right now, the floor definitely been an issue on both sides as they're wiping it down. But look at this slam here. Mallory gets it, pumps a little pump fake, takes it to the rim, and boom! Right in the basket. Big dunk there.
I thought we had our media timeout. We were just short of the media timeout. A tick over 12 minutes remaining in the second half. Dolphins back in front now by 3. Dolphins with some harassing defense on the perimeter. 18 on the shot clock. Stewart, bounce pass inside, and losing it was Hedgepeth, but we have a foul underneath.
To the 4th foul here on the Dolphins. First half, they had some trouble. They got into the penalty, but now we'll have that media timeout, Joe.
So with that media timeout, we will step aside and take a quick break. After trailing by 3 at halftime, the Dolphins are back in front by 3. Our score, 53-50.
My path to a college degree would have been completely different had I not run Division II cross country for the University of Mount Olive. Having an athletic and academic scholarship was key for my success. Our coaches were really helpful with balancing out my academics and athletics. I decided to attend graduate school because I wanted to become an athletic director. Receiving the postgraduate scholarship through the NCAA provided me with the flexibility to choose the school that I wanted. So now I know that I can accomplish any goal that I set for myself.
And we are back here at the tank. We had the official visit our commentary desk and try and get some clarification on who the shooters should be for these 2 free throws upcoming to our right. The Dolphins lead by 3. The Wildcats are headed to the line here.
Well, they're sorting that out over at the play-by-play official scores table. I'm sure Lewis had that ready to go.
The best way to get full replay is the stats desk because they have the full stream on in the background. If we don't screen capture what it is they're looking for, they won't have it.
We only got 30 seconds.
Exactly. And we can't play the stream in the background because then we'll get the audio on the broadcast. Now, we could play it muted. That's a possibility, but the output would not be to our monitor in that case. So it's a complicated setup we have.
Might have to get a second laptop over here.
Possible. 1 of 2 trip to the line for Hedgepeth. His team trails by 2. Chestnut attacking into the corner for Velasquez. Mallory wants it. He's been commanding the ball at this end of the floor. He's played well early in the second half. And that continues with a tough shot off the window. Mallory is fired up.
Mallory is feeling himself now, having some success here in the second half in the paint.
Messiah Mallory with a big second half. Another steal to the rim. Pump fake off the window, and he is fouled. Messiah Mallory coming alive. Had just 2 points at halftime, but he has taken over this game here in the second half.
Dolphins now up once again, and it's 55-51. Looking to add some more here at the free throw line is Mallory. Velasquez mopping the floor himself. I mean, who better to know where a wet spot is on the floor than the player?
Well, I'll tell you, we've seen that once before where a player grabbed the mop and took over, and you hate to see it. I'm not sure what prompted that, but Velasquez...
It's not like there was a net issue and he got a ladder and pointed somebody up the ladder, but yeah, it's very bizarre to see that, and it's probably crossing the line, and hopefully we don't have to see that too much more often.
Mallory buries the free throw. Mallory is now the leading scorer for CSI and the leading scorer for the game. He has 13 points here in this second half. Again, had just 2 at halftime.
15 overall, 14 points for Waterman, 13 for Shkolny.
It's possible Mallory had 4 at the break. I could be mistaken, but nonetheless, a great second half for the Dolphins sophomore and reigning East Coast Conference Rookie of the Year. His one free throw gives the Dolphins a 5-point lead. This is Jackson. Feed inside to Veasley. He's stripped, and possession stays with the Wildcats.
Good defense there by Shkolny. He's very feisty, always getting his hands in the passing lane.
Dolphins substitution as Laddie will check back in. He replaces Chestnut. Pass into the corner for Jackson. He drives to the rim, drops it off. Veasley is able to finish. I think Mallory got a piece.
Looked like it, Joe.
Strong finish by Nalik Veasley as Mallory threw up an air ball, and that was a heat check for Mallory.
Coach Tibbs seems okay with him taking that shot, though. He was open, but that's an air ball.
At most, he has 1 miss here in the second half. Dolphins' lead is now 3. Just under 10.5 to play in the second half. Matthews had Hedgepeth open. This is Veasley on the post. And he was fouled. Dolphins now commit their 15th foul.
Joe, what a difference between our 2 games tonight. This game, 56-53 with 10 minutes left in the game. Last game, we had a team with 80 points at this point.
Jackson takes it inside off the screen and lays it in.
Good job there by Jackson to get into the lane and score.
Jackson so composed around the rim, took his time, used his body to shield off the defender and laid it in off the window. He's had himself a very strong offensive game. Mallory goes right back to work against Veasley, draws the foul, and 1. Messiah Mallory again.
Mallory, the macho man right now. Oh, yeah, he can dig it.
And he is headed back to the line for 1 shot. Here's another look at it. He has commanded the ball on the post-up and has taken full advantage of his opportunities. Great fake, good body control, and a tough finish as Mallory banks it in for the 2 points. Chance for one more at the stripe. Too strong on the free throw. Chance of defense from the Dolphins bench. Their lead is 3. Jackson for Hedgepeth, no good. And a shooting foul is called on the attempt by Hedgepeth.
Well, Joe, I think we're getting close here to the Fanatics potentially making an impact. They're going to come out soon and start their defense chance. You heard a little bit there, but for now, that's a foul. And Wilmington is going to go to the line for free throws. 5th team foul on CSI in this half.
The important question is whether or not that foul was on the shot. I believe it was. And now it looks like we have a technical foul. The stats desk looks a bit befuddled. They'll figure it out. I have full faith.
You trained your guys well, Joe.
We await the technical free throw, or perhaps free throw is plural. We'll see.
This
one
could be,
shot.
This could be a big swing here because you got the technical, and then you got the regular free throws as well. And it could tie the game up potentially.
Now, we had a technical, and I believe we had a shooting foul called ahead of this technical free throw. So these free throws could tie the game.
Right.
Every point precious right now for these two teams.
Referee over with our official stats keeper sorting everything out right now.
The referee helping them out over there at the stats desk, getting everything sorted out in terms of the fouls. Looks like the officials are deciding who it is that will be shooting the technical. Matthews to the line, one shot. And then I believe it's Hedgepeth to the line for 2. And the free throw rattles out. Very crowded bleacher section behind the Dolphins bench. That area has become more and more jam-packed since this game started.
Let's see if they make some noise here moving forward and impact the game.
Hedgepeth 2 shots, and the first is no good. Bryce Waterman will check back in for the Dolphins, replacing David Shkolny.
The Dolphins running into some luck here with the 2 missed free throws so far.
Shkolny has 13. That might be a career high for him. Second free throw by Hedgepeth is good. He goes 1 for 2 from the line. Overall, 1 for 3 on the technical and those 2 free throws for the Wildcats. Mallory quickly double teamed. Velasquez was left open, nearly turned it over, gets it to Armas. Corner 3, no good. And the Wildcats pull in the rebound. This place was ready to explode if Armas knocked down that triple. Jackson. Good feed for Beasley. What a pass by Jordan Jackson. How good has he been tonight?
He's been great, and Beasley's dominated in the paint. Big slam there to tie the game.
58 all. 8:50 to play here in the second half. Laddie uses the Mallory screen, now goes the other way. Velasquez for Armas. Armas for 3. Splash! And the Dolphins lead by 3.
Big shot there by Armas. Missed the previous 3-point attempt. Doesn't matter to him. No fear. Comes right back and knocks that one down.
Chance of defense from the Fanatics and from the CSI cheerleaders. Beasley on the reverse. He banks it in.
He's just dominating in the paint right now. Dolphins do not have an answer for him.
Quite the battle between Mallory and Beasley. It's been fun watching these two go back and forth. Waterman with a rare post-up. That gets trapped. Possession arrow favors the Wildcats.
Well, you don't see that too often, Joe. First of all, you don't see Waterman posting up that often, and then you rarely see a ball get stuck in the rim.
That was very nearly a 5 seconds back to the basket.
Right now I'm looking at the trainer's table, Joe. Mallory over there getting some work done. Not a good sign for the Dolphins. Hopefully he's able to come back in the game soon because they'll need him.
I think they call that device the Theragun. Though I could be wrong. I think that's the proper name for it. He's working on his leg. Thomas out to Jackson. Matthews for three, short. Velasquez has the rebound. He looks to push. Velasquez to the rim. Off the window, no good. Oh, you can me. Couldn't grab it, but Laddie follows. He can't connect. And Beasley pulls in the rebound.
Couple of offensive boards there, but the Dolphins come up empty. Wilmington has the chance to take the lead here.
Huge size advantage now for Beasley in the middle. He has a mismatch with Velasquez. That leaves Rickards open for three. He can't tie it. I should say can't give the Wildcats the lead. We have a 1-point game now.
Good job by Velasquez there to box out.
Came up with a big rebound last possession as well. Just over 7 minutes to play. Dolphins' lead is a single point. 12 to shoot. Laddie to Waterman. Waterman to the rim. He's trapped. Jump ball is called. Possession arrow favors Staten Island. Media timeout upcoming. And with that, we will take a quick break. The Dolphins lead 1 point. We have just inside of 7 minutes to play from the tank on this night one of the 2022 CSI Tournament of Heroes.
Hobra, a taco joint, Staten Island, where we're proud to have shared our family-first spirit with people from throughout New York City and the world. With indoor dining available both at the bar and on the floor. Or step outside for additional seating and an outdoor bar. Serving beer that's crisp, ice cold, and worthy of a day at the beach. Cocktails that explode with flavor. And great food made with the freshest and healthiest ingredients available. Events feature food and drink specials. Live music. And the best of Staten Island nightlife. Your CSI Student ID saves you 10% on your dine-in order at Hobra. Visit us at 412 Forest Avenue, Staten Island.
.6:56 on the clock here at the tank. The Dolphins' lead is 1. Off of a jump ball call, possession arrow favoring CSI. They will inbound from the baseline as they look to extend their lead. Just 6 to shoot for the Dolphins. Nick, what are you looking for off this inbound?
Well, looking at what they have on the court right now, Mallory's back in here. I think I'm looking at an Armas 3-point attempt off the rebound, off the inbound.
I think if the Dolphins have their way, they get it to Mallory underneath off the inbound. He will likely draw a double team. Then, like you said, Nick, I think the ultimate shot will be a three-pointer. We'll see if they double. And they were looking for Mallory, but it was on an alley-oop attempt. That was tipped. Still 6 to shoot. You can go around, And that attempt by Waterman is short, rebounded by Oyakanmi. Fresh 20 for the Dolphins. Laddie looks to drive, and he can't bank it in. It's tipped and brought in by Matthews. Just over 6.5 to play from the tank. Chance of defense from CSI. Cheer. Matthews working against Mallory. Nowhere to go. Thomas got it to Rickards. Feet inside. Beasley is fouled. And he will head to the line for 2 shots with a chance to give the Wildcats the lead.
Well, we've been stuck at this score for a little bit now. We'll see if Wilmington is able to take the lead finally.
That's Mallory's third and the team's 6th. And Beasley hits the first. Chris Velasquez will check into the game for the Dolphins. He replaces Michael Oyakanmi. One of two trip to the line for Beasley. We are tied at 61. Waterman for Armas. Back to Waterman. They get it to Mallory. No double yet. Mallory turnaround jumper. Splash!
Beautiful, Joe. That was a work of art. Fadeaway there, knocks it down. Beautiful job there by Mallory.
Mallory has done it all here in the second half. Willing the Dolphins back in front. CSI looking to protect a 2-point lead. Thomas for three, no good. Rebounded by Armas. Laddie was looking for Waterman, and it hits off of Waterman and goes out of bounds. .5:39 on the clock, 2-point game. Wilmington will inbound it from 2 hours left. Coach Tibbs imploring Laddie to press a bit. 20 on the shot clock. There's a bit of a push off, but the officials letting Beasley and Mallory play. I like to see that. Here comes Jackson on the drive, drops it off to Beasley, and that's too easy.
When Beasley gets the ball that low and he's wide open, it's too easy for Beasley.
I was waiting for you to say Beasley easily puts it in. Put that one up on a tee for you as Laddie has it with 15 to shoot. Now Velasquez. He looked to drive. Back to the basket. 10 on the shot clock. Turnaround jumper. And he gets the friendly roll. Chris Velasquez for two.
Hasn't had too many scoring opportunities in this game. Makes the most of that one there.
Messiah Mallory exclaiming, we need a stop, trying to fire up his team. Oh, that was a travel as that ball finds its way inside, and we have a foul call underneath. Now, I try not to officiate from the commentary desk, but I think they missed a travel there.
We'll see what happens here on the free throw. I believe the Dolphins coaching staff agreed with you.
Matthews got trapped, and when he was trapped, it looked like he changed pivot foot, attempting to make that pass, but the officials did not call it. Once again, they're attending to a wet spot on the floor underneath the rim. You can hear the shoes squeaking. I'll tell you, Nick, I was walking on the court ahead of the game, and my sneakers were squeaking as well, quite a bit.
Interesting.
That free throw is short.
I wonder why that is.
Condensation would be the reason. But you can hear those sneakers right now. And countless times already they've attended to wet spots on the floor. Second free throw from Rickards is good. He goes 1 of 2 from the line. That pulls the Wildcats to within a single point. Laddie picks up his dribble, gets it to Velasquez. 20 to shoot. Velasquez uses the Mallory screen. Bounce pass to Laddie. He's looking inside. Wanted Mallory. Armas for three. Count it. And one. Luis Armas from downtown. He is swallowed up by the bench as the Dolphins take a 4-point lead.
Bada bing, bada boom. Everybody's going crazy in the room. The tanker upstairs, Armas, as you get another look here, gets the ball in the corner, and he is fouled, takes the shot. It goes in for a big 3 points there, and he's headed to the line for the 4-point play.
And you can see the defense right there paid a bit of extra attention to Mallory on the low block. That gave Armas a few extra inches of space. He took full advantage. He completes the 4-point play, and the Dolphins lead it by 5, their largest lead in the second half.
69-64, 4 minutes left here.
Thomas for three. Off the back iron, and it hit the shot clock. Dolphins ball. And with that, we will have our final media timeout of this game. The Dolphins lead is 5 inside of 4 minutes to play. Nick, what does CSI have to do to close out this win?
I think they got to continue what they were doing in the second half. Feed the ball to Mallory in the paint. See if he can take it to the basket. If he gets double teamed, kick it out to Armas, kick it out to Waterman. If they're open, there's a good chance they're going to knock down those three-pointers.
3:53 on the clock in the second half. The Dolphins lead it by 5. They will possess the ball coming out of this timeout. You have to think they're going to draw something up here. And this is a very big possession for CSI. With a basket, they will make this a 3-point game. And that would make it a very steep hill for Wilmington to climb. If you're the Wildcats here, I don't see any reason you don't get the ball to Justin Thomas. He's been red hot in this second half. Hasn't had as many chances in recent minutes. At the same time, Malik Beasley's been great on the inside as well. And he and Mallory have put on a very entertaining back-and-forth battle so far in this game tonight.
Beasley's been fantastic in the paint. Thomas has been great from beyond the arc. Those are definitely the two stars to keep your eye on here for Wilmington in the last 3 minutes, 53 seconds of this game.
Very kind of the head referee to come over. He explained where we had the foul earlier in the game. Around the 9-minute mark, we had a shooting foul underneath and then a one-shot technical. That technical was assessed for flopping against the Dolphins. So that is the reason the Wildcats attempted 3 free throws earlier in the second half. They only made one of those, and right now those extra points are looming large.
Absolutely. Just look at the scoreboard right now. Could have been a lot tighter.
3.5 to play. Armas again for 3. And Mallory tracks down the rebound. He goes right at the basket and threw up an air ball.
He's slipping. The floor is definitely an issue here.
No doubt. Mallory was slipping and sliding there. And he comes back with a rejection. Messiah Mallory, after slipping and sliding on the floor, came back and with an emphatic rejection, delivers a big stop.
Let's see if we can get a replay of that rejection. But right now, having some major issues cleaning the floor here. It's very wet. And a lot of towels are being used because the mop, I believe, broke. Look at this replay here, Joe, as Mallory swats it away. Gets up after almost slipping multiple times at the other end of the court. Comes back defensively to make the big play.
Well, you didn't see Mallory slip on your screen as the action was at the other end. He got up, got to his feet, and sprinted down the floor.
The mop broke on the other end of the court.
I think it's easily repairable, but obviously I can't take care of that at the moment.
Not your job.
3 minutes to play. Thomas throws it away. He was looking for Jackson in the corner. That's a big turnover. Every possession is critical at this juncture in the game.
Huge possession here for the Dolphins, and Wilmington needs to make a stop.
And even 3 minutes on the clock as the Dolphins have it taken away. Mallory looks a bit shaken up.
We did see him at the trainer's table earlier.
And he lost his man there as Rickards throws it down with 2 hands. Mallory clearly in a bit of discomfort here.
This press right now is causing all sorts of problems for the Dolphins.
Dolphins will inbound with 2:41 to play. Their lead is 3. Laddie waving his teammates up ahead. Burton right with him. Laddie almost lost it. Picks up his dribble. Finds Armas. Mallory wants it. Velasquez crosses over. Gets it to Laddie. Now Mallory. 9 on the shot clock. Mallory goes at Rickards. He's down again. He grabs his right knee. And that right knee may have been tweaked at the other end. He's whistled for traveling.
He wants to stay in, though, but he's definitely in pain. We saw him at the trainer's table earlier. His right leg is wrapped up as well. So we'll see. We'll see how he's able to grimace through the pain here for the final 2:17 of the game.
Mallory's clearly hurt, Nick, and he's staying in the game.
Shkolny in for defensive purposes here. Mallory definitely going to try to grind this one out. We'll see if Wilmington's able to take advantage offensively.
If you're the Wildcat, you have to go right at him. You
Absolutely.
have to go at him. They have a switch on the low post. Thomas was left open, and that three-pointer was halfway down by Burton. And the Dolphins will call timeout here. And with that, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back with the final 152 from the tank.
The Kettle Black on Staten Island, a top 5 wing joint in America by Food and Wine magazine. Serving daily lunch and dinner at the bar or on the floor. Perfect for family and group parties with top shelf drink and delicious food. From great times with good friends. Live sports and watch parties. To Staten Island's hottest nightlife. The Kettle Black features live music and DJs weekly. The Kettle Black features daily and nightly food and drink specials. The best Staten Island has to offer is at the Kettle Black. We'll see you there at the Kettle Black, located on 415 Forest Avenue, Staten Island.
And we are back here live from the tank on the College of Staten Island. And it is the Tournament of Heroes tip-off here. 152 remaining in the game. And we got a score of 69-66. So a big possession here upcoming for the Dolphins. Only up 3 here with less than 2 minutes left to play.
Dolphins will inbound, leading by just 3 points. Laddie has it. 17 on the shot clock. This is Waterman. Player goes down. We had a collision there as that three-pointer is off the mark, tipped by Mallory and taken in by the Wildcats. .15 on the shot clock for Wilmington. This is Jackson. He's been big for the Wildcats tonight, as has Thomas. This is Jackson again on the drive. He finds Thomas. Mid-range pull-up, wide open, it's good. And the Wildcats are back to within 2.
Great ball movement. Wilmington now trails by 169-68 as they're able to score there. 1 minute left in this game. Dolphins will see what they're doing here with this possession.
1 minute remaining in the second half. Shkolny looks to drive baseline, pump fakes, gets it to Velasquez in the corner. He nearly had it taken away, and Velasquez pulls it in. 5 to shoot. That's tipped, and it's stolen by Thomas. Thomas to the rim. He lays it up and in. 1 point game. Timeout was called by Wilmington with 37.2 remaining.
Well, Joe, lots of intense stuff going on here. And we got a 70-69 game, 37.2 seconds left. Coach Tibbs is hot because the Dolphins did inbound the ball.
They did.
And then
absolutely
Wilmington was granted a timeout, so that's a little bit of a mess up there by the officials.
The official patted his chest as to say, my bad. He took responsibility.
At the very least, they got to fix the clock.
That won't pacify the Dolphins. It looked like about 38 and maybe 38.3. It wasn't much. It wasn't much.
Well, full shot clock now, at least. So here, the timeout. If you're the Dolphins, what do you try to do here, Joe? You try to get the best look, or you try to take it to the rim and try to hope that maybe you can try to get the ball back at the end if you have to.
I think if you're the Dolphins here, trailing by just one, you go for the best look. I think down by one, you can always foul. It will be double bonus time for Wilmington, but if you're the Dolphins here, you can definitely foul. Of course, assuming you don't score. So look for the best shot in this spot. Best shot. If you don't score, you have one timeout remaining, and you can foul.
All right, we'll see what happens here. Wilmington continues with their press.
Of course, it's tough to do, but if you're the Dolphins, you can run this possession normally. Sure, they drew something up during the timeout as well.
Have to score here.
Laddie dribbles into the corner. Waterman on the drive, pump fakes, and he's fouled.
All right, Joe, huge free throws upcoming here for the Dolphins. Waterman looks to tie it and then take the lead. And Wilmington will get the ball back with 25.8 seconds remaining.
Waterman to the line for two shots. He was fouled on the shot attempt. First is good.
So tie game here now, Joe.
This free throw is big, Nick. If
Huge.
Waterman makes this, he forces Wilmington to score. If not, they can hold for the final shot. They won't need to score. And we would be headed to overtime. Big clutch free throws from Bryce Waterman. The Dolphins lead it by one. 25 seconds to play. The Fanatics with chance of defense. Laddie guarding Burton. He's screened. Burton looks to drive, picks up his dribble. Matthews, 10 seconds remaining. He finds Beasley. Now Jackson. Thomas, pull-up jumper is good. 4.7 remaining. Justin Thomas with a huge clutch shot. And the Wildcats lead it by one.
Thomas just continues a tremendous second half. No pressure felt by him there. Good ball movement. Gets it to Thomas. Makes a rough shot. Puts Wilmington ahead here. 72-71. 4.7 seconds left in this game, Joe. It's certainly the final countdown. Have to wonder what Coach Tibbs is scheming up here to get that open look here to potentially win the game with one last shot.
Well, here's another look at that last make by Thomas. He has come up huge in this second half. And we lost the tail end of it. We'll get that back.
Last shot of the game. If you can hit capture.
Always.
We're good?
Here's another look at that last shot by Thomas as the head official came over to make sure that if we have a final shot, we capture it. Long inbound. Mallory to Waterman. It's stolen. And the Dolphins commit a foul with 1.8 remaining.
Well, they had to make the foul there. If Wilmington makes both baskets, Dolphins hit a three, they tie it. 1.8. It is possible that they can get a shot up.
The Dolphins do have one timeout remaining. Thought perhaps they might check when that foul was committed, but they are content with 1.8 remaining on the clock. And the Dolphins led for much of this second half. This game gets away from them in the closing minutes. Huge clutch shots down the stretch for Wilmington. Justin Thomas with the biggest of them all. A deep mid-range pull-up. 2 hands in his face. And he can ice this game from the line, or at the very least, put his team ahead by 3. The Fanatics making noise. And the first is good. So I was mistaken before. I, in error, said that the Wildcats were in the double bonus. They are not. That was my error. They are not in the double bonus. It was a 1-and-1 at the line here for Thomas. That first free throw was huge, so I apologize for that. Second free throw off the mark. Timeout, Dolphins.
All right, Joe, 1.6. Got to go for the 3. So I'm going to assume Armas checks back in the game here. And we're going to see if Armas or Waterman can get an open look to knock this down to send it.
Well, if you're the Dolphins here, you don't need a 3.
Could go for 2.
But
It's
very
tough with
likely
the
it will be a
timing.
3 that is attempted.
Who do you want to give the ball to here, Joe?
I think your best quick trigger three-point shooter is obviously Waterman. Now, if the Wildcats have the scouting report, Waterman will not be left open. You have Armas, who shot it very well tonight. Shkolny has shot it very well tonight. Mallory hasn't had the touch from three-point range, but he's been red hot in the second half. I think if you're the Dolphins, just about anybody on the floor is a threat to attempt a 3. I think the only question is, who is the play diagrammed for, and can the Dolphins accurately heave the ball up the court?
Right, Shkolny always the one who heaves it. Waterman from this range is not going to be able to get up a shot. That's good, so he's got to go back. They're going to have to throw this up and hope Mallory can catch it in the air.
1.5 to go. Shkolny looking up the floor, throws it long, and it's over Mallory and stolen by Jackson, and that will do it. As Wilmington University comes from behind in the closing minutes to defeat the College of Staten Island. Justin Thomas with a huge go-ahead shot, and the Wildcats pick up their first win over the College of Staten Island by a final score of 73-71.
Well, Joe, tough loss to swallow here. If you are the Dolphins, you led multiple times in this game, but just could not close it out at the end. Thomas for Wilmington, tremendous game, and he did an awesome job at the end here to secure victory for his team.
The Wildcats hit big shots in the closing minutes. It was a tremendous effort from both teams in this game. A back-and-forth affair from the start. The Dolphins jumped out to an early double-digit lead. The Wildcats came storming back. And if you're a fan of Wilmington, you have to love the resilience your team showed in tonight's game. They showed the ability to play from behind, hit clutch shots down the stretch. The Dolphins did have a lead with under 40 seconds to play, but it was Justin Thomas who put the Wildcats in front. And Wilmington goes on to pick up the 2-point victory. The Dolphins receive a nice round of applause from the Fanatics, all seated behind the CSI bench. And in his return to coaching, TJ Tibbs has a lot to be pleased with his team, also a lot to be improved upon ahead of tomorrow's games.
Well, the good thing about this kickoff tournament is you turn the page. You don't got to think about this too much. Tomorrow they'll be back out here in less than 24 hours looking to get their first win of the season.
Game 1 of Day 2 of our 2022 CSI Tournament of Heroes is played tomorrow at noon. It will be this Wilmington University Wildcats team taking on the Bentley University Falcons. Up second, the College of Staten Island will host Goldie Beacom College. The Dolphins and the Lightning, the losers of tonight's games. The Wildcats and the Falcons, the 2 winners. So if we were playing in a bracket-style format, that is how tomorrow would have shaken out anyway. So an opportunity for the winning team in Game 1 to perhaps declare themselves the winner of this year's Tournament of Heroes. The Dolphins and the Lightning playing in what we could call a consolation game tomorrow. Both teams will be looking for their first win. We look forward to bringing you that game here on CSI Sportsnet tomorrow afternoon. But until then, this has been Joe Foreman. And for my broadcast partner, Nick Durst, and all of us here at the College of Staten Island, we thank you for watching. Our final score tonight, Wilmington University 73, CSI 71. Be sure to tune in tomorrow for Day 2 of the CSI Tournament of Heroes and Day 1 of the Women's Basketball Conference Challenge. All of that coming up in the next 24 hours right here on CSI Sportsnet, a proud part of the ECC Network.